Before we start these tutorials, let me give you an overview of how these video tutorials are laid out. There's the project overview section, that'd be the one you're currently watching, in which I'll give you a quick run through of some of the controls for Sketchbook, and where you can find some more in-depth tutorials on Sketchbook. I'll also run you through the workflow that we will go through to create these tessellations. After this project overview, there will be 4 more sections, each section about creating a specific part or process of our tessellation. At the beginning of each one of these sections, I'll have a quick overview so you know what types of tools and processes will be used in the section. After each one of these videos, it's recommended that you save your work. In these video tutorials, I'll be using a couple of the windows that might not be open in your version of Sketchbook. To open them up, go up to Window, and then click on the Brush palette, and then do this again for the Layer Editor and the Color Editor, if they're both not open already. Furthermore, we can move our camera around by holding spacebar and clicking on the outer edge of the puck, the Move section, to drag our canvas around. And the center of the section will zoom in and out. We can also just use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out, which I'll probably be doing throughout this video. In the Layer Editor, if we click and hold on one of the layers, we get a set of options. The topmost will create a new layer. With layers, we can draw on 2 separate layers and keep the images separate. Notice how we can move these drawings independently from each other because they're on 2 separate layers. We can combine the layers by merging them down together, by clicking and holding on the layers and then pulling our cursor down to merge down. We'll be using this a lot when creating our tessellations. We can modify the tool we're selected on by clicking and dragging on the Brush Properties puck. This will generally increase or change the size of our brush. We can select the colors from our color editor fairly easily. This is a color wheel. You just rotate it to the color you wish, and then you choose the hue and saturation. The eyedropper tool is also a handy tool that we can use to select colors already on our sketch. We'll use this a couple of times. You can also access it using the Alt button on your keyboard. When you hold Alt, you can just click on any color you want and it'll select that color. If you aren't familiar with any of these controls, or if you've never used Sketchbook before, I highly recommend you go to sketchbook.com. Click on Tutorials, then find the tutorial about the basics for your version of Sketchbook. In this case, I'll be using a computer version, so I would use this tutorial. In this video series, I'll show you a quick and easy way to create tessellations, since tessellations and patterns are integral to many textile and fashion designs. One of the ideas behind this project is to design a tessellation based on styles and symbols of other cultures. In this case, the tessellation we'll be making will be derived from an Indian culture using the traditional Indian colors and their national flower, the lotus. After we create a tessellation, I'll quickly step you through the quick process of adding it to an outfit concept. The workflow used to create this tessellation starts off with choosing how the tessellation will be patterned, such as squares, parallelograms, or hexagons. Other tessellations, such as triangles, can be done of course, but the way to make them are much more complicated. For this tutorial, I'll choose the most basic shape for tessellating, the square, in order to illustrate that it's not hard to make a captivating pattern. Once our base pattern is chosen, we will then sketch one side of our tessellation shape and copy it to the opposite side, ensuring that these 2 sides will mesh together. We will do the same for each pair of sides. Next, I'll show you how to import artwork. This way, you can create or use your own existing artwork outside of this tessellation document. In this case, I'll be importing a lotus symbol to match the Indian theme. After that, we will begin sketching some interior features. These interior features are important since they not only add extra details and patterns to our shape, but because it's these details that artists often use to make their tessellation shapes appear to be a specific animal or object. Next, we will add colors using the paint fill tools and some brushwork to clean up any portions that we missed. Lastly, we begin to actually tessellate our shape by duplicating it many times, placing copies of them around our tessellation shape, combining them all and then duplicating them again, and repeating the process until we have a large enough pattern. Actually, applying these tessellations to an outfit concept is a fairly straightforward process involving 3 layers. A layer with our figure, a layer with the pattern that we made, a layer to sketch the outfit's profile on, and then from there we sketch the outfit's profile, erase the excess unbounded pattern, and then finish up the outfit with details and other pieces of apparel.